The cycle brand is proud of the 5,000-year-old heritage of our nation and has centered the company's mission and vision around the same. The Cycle Heritage Quiz is an endeavor in educating the future of India on our glorious past, our incredible architecture, our diverse culture, great works of our literary legends and artists, the courage of our warriors and freedom fighters, rich contributions of our scientists, and many more aspects, which make us a truly great nation. We now have the cluster finals for one of India's foremost cuisine cities, Kolkata. In the Kolkata cluster, teams from all across West Bengal have taken part. And as you would find, there is a fair representation across various cities in the state. Let us meet our 6 cluster finals. First up, we have from the Aditya Academy Secondary Barashat, Shubhadeep Roy. Welcome, Shubhadeep.
Hello, sir.
And Shubhadeep, how was your experience competing in the prelims of the Cycle Heritage Quiz?
It was a nice journey, I would rather say, because I was also having my exams, pre-boards beside this quiz. But also I was very privileged to research on the culture and all. So I really loved the preliminary round.
Okay, great. Shubhadeep, all the very best. Hope you do really well.
Thank you, sir.
Participant number 2 is from the St. Michael's School in Shiliguri. Welcome, Lobsang Lama. Welcome, Lobsang.
Hello, sir.
And Lobsang, is this your first time taking part in the Cycle Heritage Quiz?
Yes, sir. So it's my first time.
And what did you find the toughest part of the prelims?
So it was actually that I'm not really familiar with the Indian culture as many people are, but because of this opportunity which I got to participate in this quiz, I have learned a lot about the Indian culture and all the historical things that have happened in Indian history. And it has been a great journey up till now.
Okay, great, Lobsang. Well done and wish you the very best today.
Thank you, sir.
Next, we have from the school in Kolkata, Arav Chaudhary. Welcome, Arav.
Hello, sir.
And Arav, confident about your chances today?
Frankly, no, sir.
That's a very honest answer. But don't worry, I'm sure you will do really well. You have a little bit of pressure on you. A student from your school actually won the last Kolkata cluster in 2021.
Who?
So, all the best, Arav.
Who won?
Shreyan Bhattacharya. Okay. Next, we have participant number 4. And he is from the Vidyasagar Shishu Niketan in Medinipur. Orit Ghosh. Orit, welcome.
Hello, sir.
And Orit, tell us, this is your first time taking part in the Cycle Heritage Quiz?
Yeah, this is my first time.
And did you find the prelims easy, tough, middling? How was it?
It was medium for me, as India is a proud country, nation. We all should learn about its culture, heritage, religion, food, monuments, historical importance, and this quiz has given me the opportunity. So thanks to the cycle.in group.
Okay, great, Orit. Wish you the very best today.
Thank you, sir.
Next, we have once more from the St. Michael's School in Shiliguri. We have Shemunti Roy. Welcome, Shemunti.
Hi, sir.
And Shemunti, I'll ask you a different question. What is your favorite heritage location in West Bengal?
So actually, it's Victoria Memorial, sir, in Kolkata.
Okay, great. That's a very nice choice. Very popular location also. All the best, Shemunti. I hope you do really well.
Thank you, sir.
And last but not the least, we have from the Delhi Public School, Durgapur, we have Neelkanto Chatterjee. Welcome, Neelkanto.
Hello, sir.
And Neelkanto, what are you most looking forward about today's quiz?
So, actually, knowledge.
Knowledge.
Knowing the heritage of India.
Okay. And winning also, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's an honest answer. Welcome, Neelkanto. Don't be nervous. I'm sure you'll be able to get most answers. So be calm and answer. All of you, please don't be nervous. The questions are very workoutable. The questions are things about which you should be knowing. So I hope all of you do really well, relax and play the quiz. Okay, so those were your 6 cluster finalists for the Kolkata cluster. And now we are all set. The first round, that is called Laksha Bheda. Let's take a look at the rules for the first round, Laksha Bheda. 1 question per participant. This round does not pass. Each question has 4 options. Each participant gets 3 attempts, plus 15 for getting the answer in the first attempt, plus 10 for getting the answer in the second attempt, and plus 5 for getting the answer in the third attempt. First up, we have Shubhadeep Roy. Shubhadeep, your question. Orthopedic surgeon Dr. P.K. Sethi and master sculptor Sri Ramachandra Sharma in 1968 designed a prosthetic leg for people with below knee amputations. It was named the Dash foot. Fill in the blanks. Is it Jodhpur foot? Is it Jaisalmer foot? Is it Jaipur foot? Or is it Udaipur foot?
Sir, I will go with option number C.
Okay,
That is a-
Shubhadeep says C, Jaipur foot. Let's click that. Perfect answer, Shubhadeep. Well done. Great start for you. 15 points. Congratulations. Let's now move on to participant number 2, and that is Lobsang. Lobsang, your question on screen now. What was Saraswati Mahal, started by Nayak kings of Tanjavur and later developed by the Maratha kings? Is it A, a printing press, B, a music hall, C, the parliament, D, a library?
So I would go with C, the parliament.
Okay, let's click on C, the parliament. Sorry, that's the wrong answer. Your next attempt.
So B, music hall.
Okay, let's go for B, music hall. You have 1 more attempt left. This was also wrong. 1 more attempt to go. Yes, Lobsang.
So then I would go with a library.
Okay, let's click on D, a library. That's the correct answer, Lobsang. Well done. You get 5 points and are on the scoreboard. We'll now move on to the contestant number 3. And contestant number 3 is Arav. Arav, your question coming up on screen now. Salihotra, who lived in the 8th century BC, wrote a book called Haya Ayurveda, which had 12,000 verses and had been divided into 8 parts. He is considered to be the father of what? Is it A, plastic surgery, B, psychiatry, C, veterinary science, D, acupuncture?
Sir, I'd like to go with C.
Okay, confident answer. C, veterinary science. Let's click on that. Well done, Arav. I thought that was a tricky one, but well done. 15 points to you. Super start. Let's now move on to our 4th contestant, that is Audit Ghosh. Audit, your question coming up now. Which future Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh succeeded C. Raja Gopalachari as the governor of West Bengal? Is it A, Ravi Shankar Shukla? Is it B, Kailash Nath Karju? Is it C, Bhagwant Rao Mandloi? Is it D, Dwarka Prasad Mishra?
The option B,
Great.
Kailash Nath Karju.
Okay, let's take on option B, Kailash Nath Karju. Well done. Great answer, Audit. Fantastic start from you as well. Superb scoring so far on the Kolkata Cluster Final as expected. Audit gets 15 points. Now let's move on to contestant number 5, and that is Shemonti Roy. Shemonti, your question coming up on screen now. Leather goods made in which of these places have obtained a geographical indication tag from the government of India? Is it A, Shantiniketan? Is it B, Navadvip? Is it C, Mohanpur? Or is it D, Durgapur?
Sir, I'll go with the third option, Mohanpur.
Okay, let's click on C, Mohanpur. Sorry, that's the wrong answer. Your next try.
Sir, D, Durgapur.
Okay, let's click on D, Durgapur. Next try.
Sir, option A, Shantiniketan.
Okay, let's click on A, Shantiniketan. That's the correct answer, Shemonti. You get 5 points and are on the scoreboard. We'll now quickly move on to contestant number 6, and that is Neelkantho. Neelkantho, your question coming up on screen now. The Kolkata port is officially named after which famous leader? Is it A, Chittaranjan Das? Is it B, Bipin Chandrapal? Is it C, Rashbihari Bose? Or is it D, Shama Prasad Mukherjee.
C. Rasbihari Bose.
Okay, let's click on C. Rashbihari Bose. Sorry, that's the wrong answer. Your next attempt.
Bipin Chandrapal.
Let's click on B. Bipin Chandrapal. It's also the wrong answer. Your last attempt.
Sir, D. Samat Prasad Mukherjee.
Okay, let's click on D. Absolutely correct. Shama Prasad Mukherjee is indeed the correct answer. You also get 5 points. With that, we come to the end of round number 1. We'll quickly move on to round number 2, which is called Jigyasa. In Jigyasa, let's take a look at the rules. 1 direct question per participant, passes clockwise, plus 10 for every correct answer, direct or on pass. We will now start off with contestant number 1, and that is Shubhadeep. Shubhadeep, your question is going to come up on screen very soon. Question 1 for Shubhadeep. Founded on 26 January 1950, which establishment in Asansol is the world's largest locomotive manufacturing unit?
Sir, is it Chittaranjan?
Chittaranjan Locomotive Works, absolutely correct. Well done, Shubhadeep. 10 more points to you. You are perfect so far. Both questions answered on the first shot. Fantastic. 10 more points for Shubhadeep. And now question number 2 coming up for Lobsang. Lobsang, your question.
Yes, sir.
Sometime after Mir Jafar had sided with the British against Nawab Sirajuddaulah, he changed alliances and invited another foreign power to help him expel the British. In 1759, the British won a decisive battle at Chinchura. Which foreign power was this? You just have to name a country.
Sir, is it Portugal?
Not Portugal. I will pass on to contestant number 3, and that is Arav.
France.
Yes, Arav?
Sir, is it France?
France?
Yes, sir.
Okay, not France. We will pass on to contestant number 4, and that is Orit.
Sir, is it the Dutch Netherlands?
Okay, Orit, can you just repeat it once more?
The Dutch Netherlands.
Dutch is correct, absolutely correct. Dutch or Netherlands is absolutely the right answer. 10 points to Orit. Fantastic performance by you in this question. We'll now move on to question number 3 for contestant number 3, and that is Arav. Arav, your question coming up now. In 1776, the East India Company gave Thomas Lyon the rights for a plot of land for the purpose of erecting a range of buildings for the accommodation of the junior servants of the company. He may well have been acting for Richard Barwell, a friend of Warren Hastings. What is this building called today?
It's a writer's building.
Of course, it is the Writers' Building. Perfect answer, Arav. Great scoring so far on the Kolkata Cluster Final. And now we will move on to question number 4 for contestant number 4, and that is Orit. Orit, your question coming up. In yoga, Nadi Shodhana, Ujjayi, Shitali Kumbhaka, Shitkari Kumbhaka, Hastrika, and Surya Bhedana are all types of what?
Sir, is it related to sleep?
Not sleep, can't give it to you. Passing on to contestant 5, and that is Shemonti. Yes, Shemonti.
So I'll pass it.
Okay, passing on to contestant number 6, and that is Neelkanth.
Asanas.
Can't give it to you for asanas. We'll have to pass you. We'll pass to contestant number 1, and that is Shubhadeep. Yes, Shubhadeep.
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, my answer is pranayam.
Pranayam or breathing techniques, absolutely correct. Well done, Shubhadeep. 10 more points to you. You are on a roll. And now we will move on to question number 5 for contestant number 5, and that is Shemonti. This freight train is 3.5 kilometers long. During the test run, the train had 295 wagons, making it the longest freight train ever run by the Indian Railways. The train was called the Super Dash. Fill in the blanks with the name of a creature from mythology.
So it's a creature from mythology.
Yes. Shemonti, have to pass you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, passing. We'll move on to Nilkantha.
Sir, Rath.
No. Moving on to Shubhadeep.
Sir, I would like to go with Vasuki. Means the answer is Super Vasuki. The train was called Super Vasuki.
Okay, Shubhadeep seems to be getting everything. Well done. 10 more points to you. You're all moving, I think, to 45 points. Great answer there from Shubhadeep. We'll now move on to contestant number 6, and that is Nilkantha. Nilkantha, your direct question coming up now. This long-lasting dynasty began in the 13th century and lasted till the 19th. Sukapha was the first king. His successors included Supakfa, Susenfa, Suhenfa, and Supimfa. Which dynasty associated with the bordering state is this?
Sir, Arunachal Pradesh.
Which is the dynasty?
Sir, dynasty.
Yes, I want the dynasty. The dynasty
Ahom.
is associated. Ahom is
Ahom.
correct. Absolutely correct. Ahom is what I wanted. Well done, Nilkantha. 10 points to you. With that, we come to the end of round number 2. It's been a high-scoring Kolkata Cluster Final so far. It's now time to take a look at the scores. So the scores after round number 2 are as follows. Right now in the lead is Shubhadeep with 45 points. We have Lobsang on 5 points. Arav and Orit both are on 25 points. We have Shemonti on 5 points and Nilkantha on 15 points. A reminder, the top 2 from the Kolkata Cluster Final will qualify for the national quarterfinals. So all up for grabs as we move towards our third round, and that is called Trishanku. Let's take a look at the rules for Trishanku. 1 question per participant. This round does not pass. 3 clues leading to something or someone, plus 15 for getting it in the first attempt, plus 10 for getting it in the second attempt, and plus 5 for getting the answer in the third attempt. This time we will reverse directions and we will start with Nilkantha. Nilkantha, here is your first clue. In 1914, on the request of Gopal Krishna Gokhale, he visited South Africa to assist Mahatma Gandhi in his efforts to fight racial discrimination and resolve disputes with the government.
Sir,
Yeah,
next
do you want to
clue.
try? Next clue. Okay.
Sir, next clue.
Okay, let's move on. He was dubbed Christ's faithful apostle based on his initials.
Sir, next clue.
Last clue coming up for Nilkantha. For his contributions to the independence movement, Mahatma Gandhi and his students at St. Stephen's College, Delhi, named him Dinobandhu.
Sir, Chittaranjan Das.
Not Chittaranjan Das. Chittaranjan Das was called Deshbandhu. Dinobandhu was C.F. Andrews. Sorry, Nilkantha, no points for you. We'll now move on to our next contestant, that is Shemonti. Shemonti, your first clue coming up now. A recent movie directed by Chandra Prakash Dwivedi is based on this famous king from Indian history.
So next clue.
Next clue, okay. His father was Someshwara from the Chahamana dynasty, who ruled over parts of Rajasthan.
So next clue.
Okay, last clue coming up. He is known for his battle with the Ghurids at Tarain. Just guess, famous ruler from Indian history, recent movie. Just go for it, Shemonti. Closing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shemonti, do you have an attempt?
No, sir.
Yeah.
Pass.
Okay, passing. This is, of course, Prithviraj Chauhan. Who else could it be? Famous movie starring Akshay Kumar and Manushi Chillad was released not so long ago. It is Prithviraj Chauhan. No points for you, Shemonti. Now we
Sir, he
move
fought
on.
Muhammad Ghori, right?
Yeah,
Twice.
Muhammad Ghori. Exactly. Yes.
Twice.
The dynasty was called the Ghurids and Muhammad Ghori. Yes, that's all. Yeah. Let's move on to contestant number 4, and question number 3 is coming up for contestant number 4. Question for Orit coming up now. First clue. When this famous classical singer passed away in 2011, his name was added to the official name of the Savai Gandharva Sangeet Mahotsav.
My guess is Bhupen Hazarika.
Not Bhupen Hazarika. Let's move on to the next clue. The opening sequence of the famous song for national integration Mile Sur Mera Tumhara features this classical singer singing next to a waterfall?
The next clue.
Okay, last clue coming up. In 2009, this famous classical singer, born in Karnataka, was awarded the Bharat Ratna. Yes, sorry, any answers?
No, sir.
Okay, you should try. This is none other than Bhimshen Joshi. Just think of the famous classical singers that you know in India. Take guesses. There are no negative markings. So you will arrive at the answer eventually if you take attempts on each clue. Bhimshen Joshi is what I was looking for. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's move on to Arav for our next question. Question number 4 coming up for Arav. Arav, your question and your first clue coming up now. A one-act play written by Rabindranath Tagore is based on this warrior princess from mythology.
Rani Lakshmi Bai.
Not Rani Lakshmi Bai. She's not from mythology. Let's move on to the next clue. This warrior princess of Manipur was married to Arjuna.
So next clue.
Okay, last clue coming up. She was the mother of Babru Vahana, who killed Arjuna in battle. Arjuna was eventually brought back to life by the Nagamani brought by Ulupi. So basically, who was the mother of Babru Vahana?
Draupadi.
Not Draupadi. Draupadi's
Excuse me,
son
sir.
did not kill Arjuna in battle. This is Chitrandrada. Chitrandrada is what I was looking for, not Draupadi. No points for you, Arav. So far, no scores in this round, proving to be a little tricky for the participants here. Moving on to contestant number 2, Lobsang. Lobsang, your question coming up now. He started his career with Kumotuli AC and then proceeded to play for Mohun Bagan for more than 2 decades.
So could I get the next clue?
Okay, next clue coming up. He was nicknamed Chiner Prachir or the Great Wall of China.
So the last one. Clue.
Okay, last clue coming up. A famous statue of him is located in front of the Eden Gardens.
So I don't think I have an answer for this.
Okay, this is the famous footballer Goshtopal. If you visit the Eden Gardens, you definitely can't miss his statue. It's right in front of it. This is Goshtopal. No answers so far on this third round. We'll now have to move on to contestant number 1, and that is Shubhadeep. Moving on to contestant number 1, your first clue. Muhammad Qudsi, Shah Jahan's favorite poet, was chosen to compose 20 verses that were inscribed in emerald and green enamel on this item from history.
So can I go to next clue, please?
Next clue for Shubhadeep coming up. This was inaugurated in a triumphant ceremony on the formal 7th anniversary of Shah Jahan's accession.
The peacock throne.
Peacock throne is right. Well done, Shubhadeep. Great answer. You continue on your good run, and now you have crossed a half century. Fantastic answering, Shubhadeep. With that, we come to the end of round number 3, and let's take a look at the scores. The scores after round number 3 are as follows. Shubhadeep right now is on 55 points. We have Lobsang on 5 points. Arav and Orit tied for second spot with 25 points. We have Shemunti on 5 points and 15 points for Neelkanth. So the top 2 from here are going to qualify for our national quarterfinal. Shubhadeep has a good grip on top spot, but close fight on for second spot because Arav, Orit are tied. Neelkanth just 10 points behind, and Shemunti and Lobsang just 20 points behind. So all 5 of the rest of the participants, apart from Shubhadeep, are definitely in contention for the second spot. So we'll now move on to our last round, which is called Divya Drishti, which is a visual round. Let's take a look at the rules of Divya Drishti. 1 direct question per participant, all based on visuals. This round passes anti-clockwise, plus 10 for every correct answer, direct or on pass. We'll now move on to question number 1, and that is going to be for participant number 6, and that is Neelkanth. Neelkanth, your visual coming up on screen now. Your question? Which viceroy is shown in the statue at the Victoria Memorial, Kolkata?
Sir, Lord Curzon.
Lord Curzon is right. Now Neelkanto has tied for the second spot. This is going to be really interesting. And now we will move on to Shemonti. Shemonti, your visual is going to come up very soon. Shemonti, question number 2 coming up for you now. This terracotta work is from the Shamrai temple in which town?
So can you please pardon?
This terracotta work is from the Shamrai temple in which town?
So Madhya Pradesh.
I wanted a town. Madhya Pradesh is a state. Anyway, it's wrong. We'll pass on to Orit.
Sir, could you please repeat once more?
This terracotta work is from the Shamrai temple in which town? Yes, Orit, can't
Hampi.
give you too much time.
Sir, is it Hampi?
Not Hampi. We will pass on to Arav. Okay, Arav, what's your answer?
Mathura.
Not Mathura. We'll move on to contestant number 2, and that is Lobsang.
Yes, sir. So is it Bishnupur?
It is Bishnupur. Well done, Lobsang. Great answer. 10 points to you, and a crucial 10 points indeed. Bishnupur is what I was looking for. And now it's time for Orit to get his direct question. Orit, your visual coming up very soon. Question number 3 on screen now. Found in Rohtas, Bihar, this is the seal of which king from Bengal?
Sir, is it King Mahipal?
Not Mahipal. We'll pass on to Arav. Arav, your question is very simple. This is the seal of which king from Bengal?
Mir Qasim.
Not Mir Qasim. And let's move on to participant number 2, and that is Lobsang.
Yes, sir. So is it Vasudeva first?
Not Vasudeva first. I'll move on to Shubhadeep.
The Raja Shashank.
Shashank Dev, absolutely correct. Well done, Shubhadeep. 10 points to you. Great answering there. We have 3 more questions to go, and the next direct one is going to be for Arav. Arav, your question on screen now. Okay, your question is a famous company in the world of food is named after this gentleman from Bengal. You just have to identify him.
Sir, food.
Food, yeah.
Mukhrochaks.
Mukhorochak. No, well, it looks like him actually. It's not Mukhorochak. Lobsang.
So I'll pass it. I have no idea.
Okay, Shubhadeep.
Sir, the K.C. Das.
K.C. Das is right. Absolutely correct. K.C. Das is correct. I think you were thinking whether it's Robin Chandra or K.C. Das. It's absolutely correct. K.C. Das, 10 points to you, Shubhadeep. Great form so far. Fantastic answering. We'll now move on to the next question, and that is going to be for Lobsang. Lobsang, your question coming up. This shows which famous poet praying or interacting with Lord Krishna.
So is
This
it
poet is-
Vyasa?
Yes,
Is it Vyasa?
not Vyasa. We'll move on to our next contestant, that is Shubhadeep.
Sir, can you repeat the question once more? The
Who is
scene.
this poet who's interacting with Lord Krishna here?
Sir, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Not Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We'll move on to contestant number 6, and that is Neelkanto. Yes, Neelkanto.
Sir, Tulsidas.
Not Tulsidas. We will move on to contestant number 5, and that is Shemonti.
So is it Kalidasa?
Not Kalidasa. We'll move on to contestant number 4, and that is Orit.
Sir, I'll pass.
Okay, Orit passing. We'll move on to contestant number 3, and that is Arav. Yes, Arav.
Yes, sir, I'm thinking.
Can't give you time on pass. Have to close in 5 seconds. 5, 4.
Sir, Rahim.
Not Rahim. 3, 2, 1. This is the writer of Geet Govinda. This is Jaidev. This is Jaidev is what I was looking for. No points for anyone. we are done with all but one question in the quiz. We now need to take a quick look at the scores. So the scores in this very, very close Kolkata Cluster Final are as follows. Top spot is not close. Shubhadeep has sealed his win with 75 points. Lobsang is still in the race for qualifying. She's on 15 points. We have a three-way tie on second spot actually. Arav, Orit, and Nilkanth all on 25 points. Shemonti is right now on 5 points. So one spot, 4 contenders, one question. The last question is a direct one for Shubhadeep. Shubhadeep, your question coming up on screen now. This lady that you see on screen was the first woman to occupy which important post in Kolkata?
Sir, I would like to pass this.
Okay, passing, and we'll move on to the next contestant, that is Nilkanth.
Sir, State Secretary.
Not State Secretary. We'll move on to Shemonti.
So pass.
Okay. Next is Orit.
She was the first doctor of West Bengal, female doctor.
No. We'll pass on to Arav.
Sir, governor.
Not governor. We'll pass on to Lobsang.
So the chief secretary.
Not chief secretary. No one gets this, unfortunately. This is Suchitra Mitra, the first woman sheriff of Kolkata. That's an honorary post where you are sometimes given the keys to the city as well. This is sheriff of Kolkata is what I was looking for, and this lady is Suchitra Mitra. No one gets this, so the scores remain the same. Shubhadeep 75, tied for the third spot. Arav, Orit, and Nilkanth on 25. Lobsang, well played, 15 points. Great achievement to come this far. Same with Shemonti, good achievement to come this far, qualifying among hundreds of participants into the top 6. So now it's time for the tiebreaker to decide the second spot. The 3 contenders are Arav, Orit, and Nilkanth. Only one of them will qualify for the national quarterfinals and join Shubhadeep. Let's take a look at the rules for the tiebreaker. Sudden death question will be asked by Quizmaster. The question will not appear on screen. Participants have to answer on Zoom in the private chat option. First to answer correctly wins the tiebreaker. There's no negative marking here. So the first answer that I get right is what I'm going to accept. In case 3 of you give the answer wrong, I'll just move on to the next question. Your question is, in which cricket stadium in India would you find the Sunil Gavaskar stand, Vijay Merchant stand, and the Sachin Tendulkar stand? Orit has sent in his answer, so has Nilkanth. I've not got an answer. Actually, I have got an answer from Arav as well. Now it's time to check the time. Who's given the answer first? The last one to answer this was actually Nilkanth. So unfortunately, you're out. All of you have answered Wankhede, which is the correct answer. It's between Orit and Arav. As I look at my screen, the first message to appear is from Arav. Arav gets through. Arav gets through. Sorry, it was a little bit nerve-wracking for Orit, but Arav gets through. Arav just answered in the nick of time, just a few microseconds earlier than Orit. Orit, great effort. Nilkanth, great effort, but it is Arav who gets through to our next round. So Shubhadeep and Arav are going to be joining all the other participants from the rest of the clusters and representing Kolkata and West Bengal in the next round. Final scores once more: 75, Shubhadeep qualifying, Arav 25 qualifying virtual tiebreaker, Nilkanth, Orit, commiserations. Really commiserations. You played really well, but just lost out on microseconds. Lobsang, Shemonti, brave effort to come this far. So that was the final scores of the Kolkata Cluster Final, a very exciting episode indeed. Till we meet again in our next Cluster Final, stay safe, stay happy, stay curious.